Hello, my name is Isaiah, and I love cars. 7 to 8 years ago, I started this channel as a skit channel, and throughout the years, it has evolved and changed to a car-oriented channel. I have loved cars all of my life. It is a massive part of who I am and what I do on this channel. Most of my subscribers know me for my commentary on Hot Wheels and other collectible products, but some of my subscribers will remember my 5th Gen Honda Prelude. I named my channel Prelude Boy 99 after my 5th Gen Honda Prelude, and I used to make car videos and maintenance DIY content. Making those videos became increasingly challenging because it took a long time to finish my projects, and the editing process was even more time consuming. My Honda Prelude was also an automatic, and I couldn't drive it the way I wanted to, making the experience dull. Long story short, I wasn't enjoying the Prelude as much as I should, and I rarely drove it. So I decided to part ways with it and get the car I always dreamed of. So what was this car I dreamed of? Was it a white RX-7 FC Turbo, or was it a Datsun 240Z? Although I loved my 5th Gen Prelude, I often dreamed of getting a legendary Japanese sports car that would give me the joy I always wanted. When I was a kid, I loved watching Brian O'Connor shifting gears in his Eclipse in a parking lot, or Takumi using the heel toe technique to slow down his Trueno to overtake an opponent. So I started researching what the best JDM vehicle is, and I had a lot of options. Initially, I had my eyes on the 2nd Gen Toyota MR2, but the prices were unreasonably high for a 3S GTE turbo model. Even the naturally aspirated model was over $10,000, and didn't offer the performance I wanted for that price range. The RX-7 FC was a solid pick, but the Wankel engine is a difficult motor to work on, and it requires a lot of maintenance and care. Finding a clean, low-mileage, bone-stock 3rd Gen Toyota Supra is as hard as finding the cup of Christ. Some can be found for $15,000 to $18,000, but then you have to worry about the head bolts being properly torqued down and if the turbo is in good condition. The Japanese import scene is an expensive hobby to get into, and I did not want to buy another automatic sports car. So I asked myself, what is the vehicle you dreamed of owning? As the title of this video suggests, my dream car is the Toyota Celica GT4. The Toyota Celica GT4 is notorious for the turbo restrictor plate scandal in the 1995 WRC. The all-wheel drive 3S GTE is a badass combination that I always wanted in a Toyota. So I went to an import dealer in Illinois and found a white Celica GT4, and even took it for a test drive. I was destined to get my dream car, and nothing could stand in my way. Except for my bank. My bank did not want to grant me a loan for an import because it was never made in the US, meaning it needed to get appraised, and based on the appraisal value, my bank would only loan me 80% of the appraised value, and I would have to pay the remaining 20% on top of the rest of the value the dealership was selling the car for. The interest rate was also sky high at over 9%. So I had to walk away from the Celica, and I cried for 2 weeks.
I'm a failure!
So, what was my next dream car?
Too soon, Junior.
The Honda S2000 was always an unobtainable car to me. It was a rear-wheel drive Honda that screamed at 9,000 RPM with a 240 horsepower naturally aspirated motor and only came in a manual transmission. Everyone loves the S2000, and just like the Toyota Supra and the R34 Skyline, the prices have only seemed to appreciate as time goes on. Especially since the S2000 was only in production for 9 years from 2000 to 2009. Finding an S2000 wasn't tricky. but finding a bone stock one with low miles and a reasonable price was the challenge. After months of searching, I found the S2000 I was looking for. An AP1 bone stock Honda S2000 in Spa Yellow, located an hour away from where I lived. So now I'm going to give you a tour of my Honda S2000, and we're going to drive it around town. So here we have my Honda S2000 in the garage. Just took it for a wash, and you might be wondering, wow, this thing is so clean, this thing looks immaculate, it has nothing wrong with it. Think again, because when you come up really close, you can start seeing scratches. There's even a lot of paint chipping on the fender right here, even on the hood. You can't see it, but it's there. Trust me, it's right there. Oh, that's just a mark that I can get rid of. There's some markings over here. I'm definitely going to get this car repainted, OEM color. I'm going to make sure that it looks good. This is the original paint. This car has never been repainted. So, of course, since this paint is literally 25 years old, of course, there's going to be chips. Of course, there's going to be scratches and marks. That means that this car was driven, and that's a good thing. That's what I like. That means that this car was properly taken care of. And I just love the way this thing looks. The way this thing looks is so beautiful. I actually prefer the original AP1 headlights compared to the AP2. I know that might be crazy, but I like this. So we are going to move on to the side profiling of this car. And already there goes the AP1 wheels, my favorite wheels. I love the AP1 wheels more than the AP2 wheels. That's why I'm honestly content with just keeping it stock. It's just that they look so good. I don't know what other wheel would look good. I know Enkai RPF1s, I already did that on my Prelude. I don't want to do it with the S2000. Taillights look fantastic, but one of the things I love the most is this spoiler. This is an OEM spoiler, and I love flush mount spoilers. I'm a sucker for flush mount spoilers, and this one looks fantastic. But unfortunately, we have a problem, and there's a lot of markings on the rear bumper. I have to get that fixed. Of course, I'm going to do that down the road. Again, taillights look fantastic. There goes that plastic rear cover window that I was telling you guys about, the plastic shower curtain-like rear window. I don't like it. And when this top goes bad, I'm definitely going to get one that has a glass rear window, or I might go full hardtop. I'm probably going to go full hardtop in the future. So here we have the interior. The interior is immaculate. No tears in the seats at all. Same thing with the passenger side. The steering wheel looks fantastic. I love the steering wheel. Works, which is great. Let's open the hood. So there goes the interior. I'll get more in depth with that later. But here we have the F20C, the legendary Honda motor. And they only put these engines in the S2000. They never put on anything else. And it's honestly, I understand the hype. After owning this car and driving it for 2 weeks, I understand the hype behind it. So one thing that I love about this is that it's entirely stock. That's the reason why I bought this, is because it's 100% stock. Everything's original. I checked the VIN numbers on everywhere. They all match, which is fantastic. Even the trunk. So I'm really glad that this is a true gem. I don't know what this black stuff is. The guy at the dealership said it comes off. I tried cleaning some of that stuff off. I still need to get like a brush or something to scrape some of that stuff off. But other than that, this thing is immaculate. Look at that. The valve cover doesn't even have any chipping, because usually valve covers start to have paint chips at 100,000 miles. This thing only has 47,000 miles. It's got to go to 48 relatively soon. But yeah, this car is amazing. It still has all its stickers, all its warning labels. Fantastic. It even has this label right here from Zimbrick Honda. That's where I bought this car. But yeah, I'm in love with this car. This car is fantastic. I have bought license plate caps for the front bumper. Unfortunately, it's in Rio yellow, so when you're up close, you're going to see the difference. But when you're far away, you're not even really going to tell. So that is kind of like the car tour. Underneath the car is very clean. I don't have a lift, so unfortunately, I can't just lift up the car to show you. But just take my word for it. This car is very, very clean underneath, inside and out. Bone stock. This thing is a gem, and I absolutely love this car. And hopefully, this car lasts forever. I want to keep this car forever. Oh my God, it's such a beautiful car. And of course, I forgot the trunk. If I'm doing a car tour, I should cover the full car, not just part of it. So there's nothing really exciting with the trunk. I just put my license plate in here, and it came with the owner's manual, which I did read, so that way I can understand how the car works. It also came with a cover, which is over there in my garage. I'm not going to show you, but I have the OEM cover. So overall, this car is fully complete. I love it. So here is what the interior looks like. The interior is very immaculate. I don't see any tears on any seats. It's honestly really, really good on each side. And yeah, I'm really, really grateful that the seats are intact. Although these seats feel very comfortable, I know they tear very easily, so that's like one thing that I'm scared of, is that the seats might tear. But here is just the dashboard, and everything looks good on the dashboard. No cracks or rips or anything like that. And there goes my good luck charm. My girlfriend gave me that. But the top folds in nicely. No rips on the tops either. And again, 47,000 miles. It's got to be 48 by the end of this month. But yeah, that's the tour of my car. I love it. I'm glad I bought it. And I don't know if I'm going to do videos on this on the channel often. I just want to enjoy it for myself. And I'm honestly happy to share it with you guys. This is the funnest car to drive for the money. It doesn't feel like the fastest thing in the world, but also doesn't feel slow. It's very fun to drive. You can actually hear intake as you're flooring it up to 9,000 RPM. So this Honda S2000 is the AP1 Honda S2000, meaning that this is the first generation of S2000. This is the most pure S2000 because it goes up to 9,000 RPMs, just like the engineers intended it to. But because it revs up to 9,000 RPMs, the torque is not that great. They gave this car a refresh in 2004 to 2008 with the AP2 S2000 that only revved up to 8,500 RPM. It's a more stroked out motor. The F22C, the engine that's in this one, this one's the F20C, and they only put these motors in the S2000. You're not going to find an F20C in another Honda. It's only going to be in a Honda S2000. That's how they came in the factory. So this car has a 6-speed manual transmission, and it feels really, really good. I would say this is the best feeling manual transmission ever. I mean, I've driven a stick shift Honda CR-V at 5-speed with the K-Series transmission, K-Series engine, and it's okay. It does the job. But for this car, with how the gear ratios are set up, it feels really nice and tight. I honestly really do like this transmission. The way that this shifter is a short throw shifter, so you really don't have to put that much effort to get it into the gears. It's nice and quick, and you're already in the gear that you need to be, which is how they intended this car to be. So I owned it for 2 months. I've driven it around for 2 months in the summer, and now it's August. It's starting to get a little chilly, around 70 degrees. I think that's the perfect temperature to drive with the top down is 70 degrees. Not too hot, not too cold, just about right. So for a long time, I said earlier in this video, but for the longest time I felt like this car was very unobtainable. There's a lot of S2000s in Facebook Marketplace. Very few of them are in really good condition, that haven't been molested, that haven't been wrapped around a tree, and have salvage titles or branded titles or stuff like that. This car is a very clean example. No accidents, no title is very clean, low mileage. This thing it's gonna have 48,000 miles by the time I'm done with recording this. So again, this is a very, very special car. Not a lot of people have the opportunity to have a car as nice as this. So normally they just settle with a lesser S2000, one that has over 100,000 miles. And the experience is still great. It's a very good experience. So a lot of people like to compare this car with the Miata because they're both roadsters. And I can see why. However, this thing eats Miatas for breakfast. So I'm gonna put the top up because I'm gonna go on the highway soon. Top is really quick. Don't have to worry about. Really got used to it. So this is what the interior sounds like. It's very noisy in here. It's not quiet, it's very noisy. And when my girlfriend rode in this a while ago with the top up, she felt claustrophobic. She felt like she was in a casket. And I don't blame her with how small the space is in here. You feel very tucked in. I'm used to it. I'm honestly very used to being in spaces like this after driving for a couple of months. But yeah, she wanted to get a Miata, and that thing was even smaller than this. So here we go, 9,000. So you hear that, all that wind? I'm going highway speed, and you got a lot of wind brushing on this top. It's a very, very noisy. This car is obviously not meant for long distance travel. And I don't know if you guys can even hear me because it's so loud. So we're just gonna keep driving, and I'll see you guys when I get to my destination, or when I get off the highway. All right, I guess I can put this up now. There we go. Okay. Well, now we're around the area where I don't need the highway anymore. So yeah, this thing was never built for long commute. I would say it's best to use this car as a cruiser or a weekend track destroyer. I guess it's optional how you want it. I mean this car has a 50-50 weight distribution. perfect weight distribution. And the way that the engine sits in the car, it's behind the front axle, making this a front mid-engine car. Hence is why it's a 50-50 weight distribution. It's a very balanced car. Making this perfect for track. You can probably find one of these, like I think the cheapest you can find an S2000, it's probably maybe 10 grand, maybe 15. A good one is gonna be in the mid-20s for a really good one with low miles. So I guess it all really depends on what your budget looks like. I mean, I guess everyone has like a budget. I mean, when I was looking for my for an S2000, I knew that if you wanted a good one, you're gonna have to pay for it. Yeah, driving this car is a blast. I love driving this car. If there was no such thing as winter, I would drive this thing all year round. But obviously this car was never meant to be a winter car. This car was meant to be a summer car. I don't know anybody who would be stupid enough to buy this car and use it in the winter. Doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, the car is rear-wheel drive, for starters. I mean, already that's not meant for winter. And then you have the fabric top, also not very good for winter. So yeah, this is clearly not a winter car. This is a track car, a weekend car, a summer car. That's what this car is. And that's why I bought it for. I bought it to be a weekend summer car. And it is really, really fitting the bill quite nicely. So this is the very first time that I'm driving like a legitimate sports car with a sports, I don't want to say sports transmission, but a manual transmission. The Honda Prelude that I had did not have a manual transmission. I was gonna swap it, but I kind of just fell out of love with it. Didn't really see that it was worth the hassle. So I decided just to stop fiddling around and just get the car that I want, which is the S2000. And I haven't regretted the decision since. I mean, the Prelude was nice, but it's sure was no S2000, that's for sure. All right, so we reached the end of our drive, and again, my hair is a little bit crazy. So, yeah, I'm at my job, and now I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and then I'll see you guys later. After years of looking on Facebook Marketplace and Car Gurus, I was finally able to get one of my dream cars. My whole journey started with being a loop technician at a dealership that couldn't care less about me, to finishing college and working at a job that values me and my work. And now, after everything I went through, I'm rewarded for my hard work and perseverance. It genuinely feels good. Sadly, the car community is evolving and vehicles are being made differently than they were 20 years ago. Honda brought back the Prelude as a hybrid coupe, and Acura brought the Integra back to be a slightly different TLX. I don't know if the Honda S2000 will ever make a comeback, but if it does, I know it will never be what made the S2000 special. The chief engineer for the Honda S2000, Shigeru Uehara, was responsible for the creation of the Honda NSX-R and the Integra Type R, which are staples in the JDM world. The S2000 was the last car he helped produce, and for some, it was Honda's last great sports car, which ended its run in 2009 with the CR variant. The engineers at Honda had complete creative freedom when designing the S2000, and ended up building one of the greatest Japanese sports cars ever created. 25 years later, it is still being compared to the newest Miata and GR86. If there is something that I can tell my younger self, who has dreamed about this moment, I would say to be patient. I made a lot of foolish decisions because I could not wait until the time was right. Getting a good car requires a lot of time, research, and restraint. It took me a whole year to find this S2000, and throughout the process, I wasted a lot of time talking to people who were either unhelpful or dishonest. There were times when I almost made bad financial decisions because I was letting my dreams cloud my judgment. It's even harder when you see your friends get their dream car while you are still trying to get yours. I know that feeling, and honestly, patience is what will get you through those tough times, and will help you grow stronger to have patience for yourself as a human. The same thing goes for anyone who buys a project car to restore it. Your project fails when you fail to be patient and committed. If there is one key takeaway that I learned from this whole car fiasco, it is that all good things come to those who wait. Just be patient. My name is Isaiah, and I love cars.